Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another comic book review. This time we're going to take a look at the Batman Detective Comics number 27 anniversary issue. So, yeah, I picked this up, and when I picked it up, I'm like, oh, this looks kind of cool, and I didn't realize when I picked it up what exactly I was picking up until I actually got home and looked at it. DC Comics is 75 years old this year, in 2014. And last year was Superman's 75th anniversary. Now it's all of DC Comics turned 75 this year, and of course DC, commonly, named for Detective Comics. So issue 27, that's when Batman debuted, and in Detective Comics. So this is the big anniversary, mega-sized anniversary issue. We got this really cool cover. It's basically an $8 graphic novel, which I do like. There is no advertisements in this, so definitely worth the $8 pickup. Looks nice. Love the glossy cover. Reminds me of artwork to the 1989 Batman film for some reason. Just kind of reminds me of that. Looks really nice. There are 7 stories in this. They're all pretty decent. They're all pretty good. There are cover variants, I guess. This is the only one that I particularly saw. Artwork varies from issue to issue, or story to story. This particular story here, this is the first one, called... What is this one called? The Case of the Chemical Syndicate, which I really did enjoy. Old School was another good one. And probably my favorite is the last one, which is called 27. So basically, Candidate Chemical, we've got a political figure. There's the beginning, it starts out with a fundraiser at Wayne Manor. There's a political figure that gets kidnapped by this gangster. Batman goes in. Batman saves the political figure. And he drops this guy into... And he just looks very, very familiar. He's in this chemical plant. Chemical plant looks very familiar. Batman ends up going after the guy, and he falls into a vat of chemicals. And then at the very end, the last frame piece there, you see him coming out of the chemicals. Very reminiscent of the 1989 Batman film with Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton, directed by Tim Burton, where the Joker's created. So very cool. I did enjoy that. Old School, this is another really good story. I enjoyed this one. Batman basically going through the years. He kind of transmutes into different costumes. He takes off different costumes. The costumes melt off. He kind of goes through all the different Batman villains, and just kind of they all make an appearance, and he's going through all the trials and tribulations that he's got to do. They end up going into a comic shop called the Dark Knight Comics. Of course, we have a really nice shot of Crisis up there in the corner, which looks really, really cool. And then come to find out, they're like, we've always been here. He's like, you guys have been waiting for me, da-da-da. And the villains, we've always been waiting here. And you come to find out that it's a happy birthday to the Batman comic, 75 years old. And he kind of comes into the comic, or into the real world. Everybody's like, nice costume, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, they have no idea what I've been through, kind of thing. So that was kind of cute, kind of fun. Better Days, this is not a bad one. I really like the artwork to it. It reminds me a lot of Batman Beyond. They come to celebrate Bruce Wayne's birthday, and then the bat signal goes off, and then he goes out while they're out gallivanting as well. And he ends up coming back, and they're talking about it and everything. So kind of cool, kind of nice. I did like that one quite a bit as well. I think it looks a lot like Superman for All Seasons artwork. I'm not sure who the artist was on that. And then my personal favorite, Gothtopia number 1 is in here, one of 3, so that's going to appear later in other books, I think. Which is an okay story. I really wasn't all that fond of it until it got to the very end, where they kind of take Batman to Arkham, and Catwoman's like, can you help him? Can you help him? And when Batman looks at all of them, he sees them for the villains they are, so that's kind of cool, I guess. Everything else was kind of bad. But my personal favorite is this one here, which is number 27. And basically, this is a story in the future where there's an old, looks like Samurai Jack style Bruce Wayne wakes up a younger Bruce Wayne. We find out it's a clone. This has been going on for some time. This is the 200th generation of Batman. They lived for about 27 years, the most effective time frame, which is kind of cool to coincide with Batman's issue number 27. I like how there's a little Superman down in the corner. But yeah, so they go through, and at age 25, they have to start cloning a new Batman. Or after they've been Batman for 25 years, they have to start cloning a new one. And they go through this cycle over and over and over. And he talks about how you got to burn everything that's in the cave so you can make your room for your trophies and all that kind of stuff. New villains, new allies, new trophies. And then he's like, well, what about that one, the Joker card? He goes, oh, you'll find out. We all find out, et cetera, et cetera. Just a really, really great story. And, of course, it ends with never the end. So really did like that storyline. I'd actually like to see a mini-series of that, to be honest. I thought it was that interesting and that cool of a story. But yeah, the Detective Comics issue number 27 anniversary mega issue, definitely cool. I would highly advise picking this up. It's $8. It's worth every penny. It is a graphic novel with several very well-written stories in there and celebrates Batman's 75th anniversary and DC Comics' 75th year. Definitely cool, definitely fun. Thanks for watching, guys, and look for more videos in the future.